Yo guys, what's going on? I'm Tim Kelly, joined by Justin Gotzi. This is the Real Sports Talk, first MLB video of the year. And Justin, for the first time in a long time, we can say the Houston Astros officially lead the MLB in wins after tonight defeating the Texas Rangers 8-2. Justin Maxwell and Rick Ankiel were really the big pieces offensively. Maxwell has 2 RBIs, and then Rick Ankiel comes off the bench, and in his first at-bat of the season, a big 3-run home run off Derek Lowe. The Astros tonight, Justin, get Bo Porter's first managerial win. They get their 4,000th career regular season win as a team. Bud Norris picks up the win. Eric Bedard, who was a 6-run spread because he pitched over 3 innings, he gets the save. And then for the Texas Rangers, Matt Harrison takes the loss. Just overall, Justin, I am just excited to have the MLB back, and tonight was a pretty solid game.
You know, it was a really solid game. I think that the Texas Rangers, a team that really lost a whole lot during the offseason, going into the season, they still had Adrian Beltre, Ian Kinsler with them. And a lot of you thought that, this is going to be an easy game for the Texas Rangers. And you know what? The Houston Astros really took it to the Texas Rangers in this game. Big ups to Justin Maxwell, a guy who has a caliber to have a breakout year. But you know what? This is a guy who I praise a whole lot, a guy who I've followed throughout his entire MLB career. I'm a huge fan of Justin Maxwell. Today came up big with 2 RBIs, 2 triples in the entire game, which gave him the MLB Player of the Day, or Player of the Game, I should say. And overall, this guy is a phenomenal talent. Bud Norris, let's go over to the starting pitching now. Bud Norris today, he had a very solid outing until it came to, the 6th inning where, the Rangers started packing up, the runs, and he gave up 2 runs in the 6th inning, and then he came with Eric Bedard, who came in for the rest of the game. And you know what, this Houston Astros team, it may not be, the greatest team right now, but you know what, this is going to be probably the only time the Houston Astros will be leading the MLB in wins.
It's probably the only time they'll be leading the MLB in anything except losses. And I don't want to hate on the Astros because the Marlins certainly could lead the MLB in losses too. So let's not get carried away. I like the vibe that the Astros had tonight. They move out to the West, or to the AL West from the NL Central, where they should have been all along. They're going to try and create this rivalry between the Rangers and the Astros. Ultimately, the Astros are going to have to get good for it to really get going, but I think in a couple years you could see a rivalry between these teams. Now, Justin, I just did mention I like the kind of the vibe they had with the Astros, because as bad a team they were last year, there's really not a ton wins-wise that you can hope for this year, but because they moved to the AL West and they had the new uniforms, it just kind of felt like a different feeling. They're very passionate fans down there in Houston. What did you think of the new uniforms? Because I like the hat, I like the logo, the jerseys themselves don't do too much for me.
The jerseys, you look kind of basic, but when people really look at new jerseys, they really look at the alternate jerseys that they feature, on the weekends, in Sunday games, pretty much mainly, is, the jerseys that they wore today was those white ones with, with the navy blue. I kind of like it. The hat kind of looks really well, with that orange star with an H in front of it. It looks really cool. A whole new look to this Houston Astros team. But you know what? I'm a huge fan of the old ones before they changed over to this new one. I was a huge fan of those, dark red jerseys, and it really brought out, it was a whole new look to this team. Now they're going into this whole new era where, we're going to be featuring, the white, we're going to be featuring the blue, we're going to be seeing some, this whole new look with the orange. I mean, it looks like peach cobbler to me, kind of like how the Miami Marlins is. But you know what? What we get is what we get, and it's all about the playing more than the jerseys.
Yeah, it is going to be about that, and the Astros seem like a fun team tonight. It's early, but they aren't going to have the type of talent to compete. I can tell you that straight up right now. But they were a fun team to watch tonight. The Rangers are a team that needs to get their stuff together. And one of the guys that they hope that helps them to have success this year and replaces some of the players they lost is Lance Berkman, who spent pretty much his entire career with the Houston Astros. And he's a guy that has been one of the best players in the history of the Houston Astros. And while he could have the option to come back this offseason, he chose to go to the Rangers. And I understand Astros fans are a little upset about that, but Justin, to me, Lance Berkman left the team on good terms, and I found it disrespectful that they booed him tonight, because this is one of the best players in their franchise's history.
You know, it is really understandable why they booed him because, you know, he is wearing, you know, a big rival in the for the Houston Astros. That's the Texas Rangers. But, you know, I think that the Astros fans should have really given him, you know, a good standing ovation because, you know, he has had good years with the Houston Astros. You know, he did leave on terms, but, you know what, he just wasn't in the team's future. He was aging, and then, you know, with the injuries that he had, he's coming over to the Texas Rangers, and, you know, he's in hostile territory. It's Houston. You know, the fans do get wild down there, and you know what, the fans just really didn't appreciate him. I bet they would appreciate him if he was wearing, you know, other than a Texas Rangers uniform. But you know what? He is wearing a Rangers uniform, and it was in a hostile territory in Houston. You know, he got the standing boo.
Yeah, and I didn't agree with that. I'm not going to go out and say that Astros fans are bad fans now. I just did not understand why you boo a guy that meant that much to your franchise, was part of a team that went to a World Series. Did not make sense to me. But overall, Rangers fall to the Astros on MLB Opening Night 8-2. Throughout this week, we will have tremendous MLB Opening Day coverage, including this Saturday where we will begin the cycle. It's a show that we did a couple years ago, and we are bringing back. Justin and I will be the main host, and then we're bringing in a couple other guys. John from the Justin Verlander 35 channel, Richard Janford, who's joined us in the past. He'll join us on some of these episodes. So we are going to have a rotating panel of MLB experts, including Kevin McAlpin of the Braves Radio Network and some other beat reporter type people. So it's going to be something you're going to want to check out. There's going to be no more comprehensive MLB breakdown than here on The Real Sports Talk. For now, though, I'm Tim Kelly for Justin Godsey. We'll see you guys next time.